what you want. Give me all of your love, 'cause it's burning hot. It's what you do to me, babe, I can guarantee. Honey, I got what you need. Under the night sky, I want your eyes all on me. Don't tell me lies now, I always get mine. Don't play with me. Do you want it? Can you feel me? Can you handle it? Right? Do you want it? Don't put your love on hold.
Hey guys, this is Shayna Melissa, New York. We have a hot topic today with a top doctor, so stay tuned. This is going to be amazing. You know, there's something that affects every one of our organs, and your bones, your muscles, your ligaments, your tendons, and there's things that we can do to better that. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Shayna Melissa Stockman. I've been a nurse for 30 years and a nationally board certified nurse practitioner for 3 decades. And I have a very, very, very special guest here. We have he is very experienced, Dr. Eugene DeLucia III, a doctor, not only a doctor, he's a doctor of osteopathy. He is a specialist in regenerative medicine and longevity. And I have followed him to live meetings all across the country in other states and in the US and outside of the US as well. And I know your time is precious. I'm so blessed to have you here. Normally, I'm the talker, but in a few minutes, I'm going to just be quiet and listen to you because he's going to take his decades of research and try to sum it up in less than 30 minutes for us and be off before 7 Eastern so he can get to his next meeting all about it. So the hot topic we're going to talk about today is liquid collagen and collagen. And that collagen, people don't realize it's not just for your skin. It's the building block to everything in our bodies. You know, after our 20s and 30s, we break it down. It helps us form our muscles, right? What's the biggest organ? Our heart. It helps form our bones, our ligaments, our tendons, our hair, and our nails. And, you know, when it's just, you know, we have to look at the commonality when we get older and we see problems like our muscle weakness, when we see our bones thinning, when we're starting to get pain in our joints and our nerves. The commonality a lot of times is our collagen depleting over the years. And, you know, we have to look at what's the common denominator here and how could we, you know, change. We have a life changer that there's something we can do to better this, right? And to replace it and slow down the degradation. So I'm super excited. And just a long story, women might just go on collagen for their wrinkles externally. Well, I started it because I have a heart problem. And I was like, heart's your largest organ, right? And it's made up of a lot of protein and collagen. So I didn't start it for my wrinkles. For me, that was an added bonus. And, you know, so, and I had a lot of joint pain. My jaw is still dislocated. And since starting it, I can choose steak now and not have that pain and not need any drugs or any synthetics, or any even anti-inflammatories. So it totally rocked my world, changed my life. And thank you, Dr. Eugene DeLucia. He is not only a DO that's very experienced and is going to sum it up for us, you know, in less than 30 minutes. He's also on the science advisory board of this $200+ million global biotech company, on the same board that one of the biggest activists I've ever known, and you might know as the biggest health and wellness advocate, Erin. You guys might have known her from Julia Roberts portraying her as the Erin in the Erin Brockovich film. So he is on the science advisory board alongside of Erin, that's on the board of directors. So I am so blessed, and I have followed this guy to out of the country to listen to you talk. And thank you for being here, Doc. And I'm hoping you can enlighten awareness about how important collagen is, bust a couple of the myths about, slapping it on our face really doesn't help our organs, and what the different types are and why you recommend certain ones over others. So
Sure.
thank you, Dr. Eugene DeLucia.
Well, Melissa, thank you for having me. I'm honored that you invited me on. And yes, collagen tonight, we'll talk a little bit about. It is the most abundant protein in our body. And collagen's made up of amino acid chains. We actually have over 20 different collagens in our body. But yeah, you're right. People mostly think of it as skin, but it's actually, or skin, hair, and nails, but it's actually in pretty much every part of our body, including all of our connective tissue, our joints, our ligaments, our tendons, as well as our blood vessels, our heart, our organs, our liver, our eyes, our brain. And it's hugely abundant. It starts to go away actually when in our late 20s, early 30s, our body doesn't start or stops making quite enough of it. Like everything else in our body, we start to age. And part of that is loss of that collagen. It's even an important part of our gut lining, our intestinal lining. So we start to see more and more issues with health as we start to lose that. The obvious signs, of course, are our skin, but it's so much more than that. It's so much more a part of our whole body. And for years, I tried a powdered collagen that had a couple different types of collagen in it. Unfortunately, didn't work very well because we just don't absorb those powdered collagens very well. Much more and much better if you have a hydrolyzed liquid collagen. And then obviously where that collagen comes from is hugely important. So that's really something that we have found and developed is a very unique collagen. And I think you've got some slides that you can show on those too.
Yes, stand by for those. And Doc, I have to say, I've known you for a lot of years, and I see the difference in you. Like you are looking much younger. And thank you for raising awareness that it's not just internally for us, the differences.
Uh,
I mean, it's
well,
not just externally.
I can tell you, we can't change how many years on Earth, but we can change biologically. We can change how old you are inside by 20 years and more. And that's truly my specialty now. I'm board certified in family medicine, but I got away from Western medicine many, many years ago because I was just tired of being a pill pusher. And that's really all
Hmm.
we do is treat symptoms and numbers. As you know, you probably did it at one time too. But now we
Hmm.
can actually reverse the damage through activation, gene activation. That's a huge, huge breakthrough. We can reverse the damage in all our cells, and that's really what we're doing. This and a number of other ways. So it's exciting to be part of and see the difference. I took amino acids, creatine, things like that for years to try to build muscle. As we age, we start to lose that ability. We start to get what we call sarcopenia. You start to lose that muscle mass. But I can tell you, as soon as I started on this, I started noticing within the first month, 2 months of rebuilding muscle again. So that's exciting. That's important.
That's very important. I think a lot of people don't realize when our collagen starts depleting in our 20s and 30s that when we have less collagen, it's not only causing the wrinkles, but it's thinning our bones, it's weakening our muscles, our ligaments, our joints, our tendons. And we have to realize when we're getting older and that collagen's depleting and we're getting more aches and we're getting weaker, that there's that correlation there. And a lot of it's from the collagen breaking down and more bone on bone grinding and things like that.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Okay.
Ah.
So we've got a great slide here. 25 to 35% of all the protein in our body is collagen proteins. And as I said, we have over 20 of those. Actually, we have 28 different types of collagen in our body. They're made from amino acid chains, and we take them in to an extent from the foods we eat. But in this country, when we eat an animal, we only eat the muscle. We don't eat the tendons. We
Mm.
don't eat the ligaments. We don't eat the cartilage. And so therefore, you're not getting much collagen. In addition to that, our genes that manufacture that collagen start to tamp down. They don't work as well, so they don't manufacture it like they should once we start to age a little bit. And we start to age in our 20s, by the way. When we quit growing, we start aging. It's subtle at first. It usually catches up to us about 40. We start to notice it, the aches and the pains and all the little things. Every decade it gets worse, by the way, for you young people.
Yes. And
So
I
now
think the
we have a way to
changes start
reverse that.
I think the changes start before we even see them. It's like our bones are thinning before we break them and we have the symptoms. So that's important to know before we're getting the wrinkles that our bones are thinning, our muscles are weakening. And Doc, can you explain to us, because before the new liquid collagen that I use and you use, I was trying the powders for a long time and I
Yep,
noticed no difference in anything, in how I felt, in my strength, in my pain, in my hair, my nails, my skin. Can you explain to us the difference of liquid and ingesting it versus topical,
sure,
and liquid over powder,
sure.
and why the one
Well,
that I take is better than others?
Well, and that was the problem I had too. I used a powdered collagen forever. I just never got results. You're really on most of those, you're only getting one or two types of collagen, and you're not absorbing it well when it's powdered. And of course, the source makes a big difference. A lot of those are chicken or animal derived. The best source of collagen is marine collagen. Now, in addition to being liquid, which is easier to absorb, it's also hydrolyzed. Hydrolyzed means it's broken down into smaller pieces where your body can absorb it better. And then the other thing is now we have 10 different types of collagen in the product.
Yes.
Nobody else has that. That's amazing to me. And so even though I haven't seen it very long because it hasn't been on the market very long, I've already heard people and stories and some things that I have never seen before with any collagen, including eyesight, including brain health, including cardiovascular health, including gut improvement. Because one of the things I do when people come to me with an acute bowel issue like irritable bowel or colitis or Crohn's disease, we stop putting a bunch of food in there that irritates it and give them bone broth,
Mm.
preferably organic. This is
I've
1,000
tasted
times
that.
more
It was
powerful.
not good.
No,
I
it isn't.
tried that before this came out. Oh,
And
no.
this works well. It works quickly. I've had results with people within the first month, even. But I recommend obviously longer than that. We don't age, we don't damage overnight, we don't reverse overnight. So that's what I do tell people. But in addition to taking that collagen in, we also want to activate our genes, the genes that produce collagen, the genes that, raise those back up to a youthful level and tamp down the genes that have to do with collagen breakdown. And that's really what we
Oh,
want to do.
that's
Very,
a
very
good point.
unique, very
Yes,
unique.
that's a very good point that you brought up, because as far as I know, all the other collagens out there, well, a lot of them are just topical, so they're not going to help us internally with
Right.
bones, muscles, ligaments, tendons. And a lot of the ingestible ones are powder, like you were saying, they might have one or two types and they're not near as potent because they're dried out, chopped down, too big a molecule. But also, I think a big difference is, as far as I know, all the others out there, other than this one, actually only replace some of the collagen. They don't also slow down the breakdown or the degradation of our existing collagen. Well, I think it's important not just to replace, but what can we do to slow down the collagen we have for breaking down? And I believe the one that we use also not only replaces, replenishes and slows down the degradation of our existing collagen, but I believe it also revs up production of the good things that slow down the aging process even more, like our nerve 2 pathway, and with the red quinoa in there, that can increase catalase, which is another important enzyme. Can you enlighten on this one and how it slows down the breakdown and revs up the good, and what that
Sure.
does or how it does
Through,
it?
sure. Through gene activation. Most everything, well, every other supplement out there, collagen is just supplementing. We're replacing what you don't have. Unfortunately, not very well because it's not well absorbed. But we can not just only replace it, but now we can turn the genes on that will manufacture our own. So we're replacing, but we're also maintaining. Okay, and then we can turn down the genes that break down collagen, that have to do with collagen breakdown. So now we can maintain a high youthful level with giving you back 10 different types of hydrolyzed marine collagen, but also we can turn the genes on that will help to maintain that collagen. We're turning genes on that activate our production of our own antioxidant enzymes like catalase and SOD, hugely important. When we do that, those are antioxidant enzymes. And again, we start to make less and less of those as we age. So when we turn those genes back on, we're allowing our body to do what it was made to do when we were kids and young, which is
Yes.
to heal itself. And that's really what
Yes.
we're allowing it to do. Very unique, a huge breakthrough.
You so speak my language, Doc. Thank you, thank you. And I think it's important for to know when we rev up our body's own production of antioxidants, how much more potent they are when we make them than when we take them. Because often when we take them, they're synthetic. We don't absorb them. Our stomach acids kill them off. And just so the audience knows, the viewers, when we take an antioxidant, you don't usually absorb it. If it's synthetic, your stomach acids kill it off. And when you do absorb it, one molecule, one antioxidant can only fight neutralize one bad free radical 1 to 1. But when we rev up this NRF2 pathway and we make more SOD, we make the antioxidant rather than take, one of those molecules, like SOD or superoxide dismutase, can neutralize 1 million of the bad free radicals. So when you take it, it's a 1 to 1 battle. When you make it, it's 1 to 1 million. It's one good soldier fighting and neutralizing 1 million bad free radical soldiers. So that's so important to not just replenish and slow down degradation, but also rev up production of our own defenses, back to when we were
Yes.
much younger.
And also understand when you take a direct antioxidant like vitamin C or vitamin E, whatever it is, it's there only for a short time because each molecule, so you take 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, it breaks down to molecules. Each molecule binds with one free radical. That's what damages our cells, causing oxidative stress, cellular damage. Oxidative stress is linked to aging directly, but also linked to every disease process. So it makes sense to put that back to our youthful level where we can do something about it. So when I take that direct antioxidant, my body binds up a few free radicals and it eliminates it within a couple hours. It's dumped out as waste. But when I can turn my genes back on to make my own antioxidant enzymes, they're gobbling up millions and millions of free radicals every second of every hour of every day, 24 hours a day, like we were able to do when we were kids, essentially. It's a huge,
Yes.
huge breakthrough. In fact, Washington State University published a study calling it the biggest breakthrough in the history of medicine. And it is, because now we can repair every cell in your body progressively, just like we had progressive
Yes.
damage.
It's
Very, very
so
important.
yes, it's so rewarding to me to think that one thing can affect so many body parts. You go to a typical traditional doctor, you have a heart problem, they give you a heart pill. You have a bone problem, they give you a pain pill. You have a nerve problem, they give you a nerve pill. And now we know that a common denominator is our collagen depleting over the years, causing these problems. And well, we can not only replace it, but we can also slow down the breakdown and help make more of the good. I mean, that's huge because it's affecting so many different body parts, right? The collagens in the
Yep.
bones, muscles, ligaments, tendons, joints, your heart's a muscle. It affects your liver. It's on so many levels. I mean, I just love
Yes.
it.
I
Can you
know I
tell?
do too. It's exciting. This is 21st century medicine. We can actually repair and maintain, which is great. I love it.
Yes, and I think maybe we're going to try to show a couple slides here. Let's see if technology works. Oh, yes. So yeah, we were saying how it affects all of these different body parts, not only hair, nail, and skin, but bones, ligaments, tendons, joints, eyes, mood, brain, cognitive, more. I mean, it just goes on and on. Next. Oh, Doc, can you talk about this for a second?
Yeah, this is perfect. Now, we always thought calcium was the answer for bone loss. In women especially, once they hit menopause, they start to get osteoporosis. So it's Mother Nature's way of getting all of us out of here, dropping our hormones, enzymes down to accelerate the aging process. And of course, along with that comes disease and eventually death. So we'd like to reverse all that as much as we can. And we do now. We can through what we call epigenetics, turn your gene expressions back on. But this is what we were taught in school. calcium was the way to go. Well, calcium by itself will not replace any bone loss. It needs help, and really the help that we can do now is give collagen back. Collagen is that main protein, that main delivery uh, of building blocks, not calcium. Calcium by itself does
Yes.
not work.
And
So
I think
this
calcium
is important.
also just helps maybe protect the bone a little bit, but it's not helping necessarily my heart, my joints, my ligaments, my tendons, and everything
Exactly.
else, my hair, my nails, my skin.
Yeah. Yep.
Awesome.
And you're absolutely right. And you can see that loss as we age. So
Mm. Doc, can you address a couple key points on
sure.
here too?
So here what we're talking about, this is more than your skin, more than just a beauty product. It activates your collagen production, as I said, turns on the genes that will make your collagen, much like we did when we were growing, when we were kids and teenagers, activates the genes in our fibroblasts that are involved with skin barrier health, the skin itself, antioxidant production, protecting against damage, free radical damage, not just sun, but toxins and everything else, and with collagen production. So that epidermal barrier structure, the different genes are activated and upregulated 5 times. Okay, the SOD gene, that is one of our antioxidant enzymes. That is the most important one. It activates it, upregulates it by 2,700%. That's huge.
Whoa.
That is absolutely huge. I mean,
I don't
that
know
puts
of
us back
anything else in
to,
the world
no,
that does that.
it puts us back to our youthful level. That's amazing. So
Wow. And,
catalase is another antioxidant enzyme, activates and upregulates that by over 200%. Hugely impressive.
wow,
Hugely.
2,700%. Now, for those that are just listening and not that familiar with SOD, I was saying before that an antioxidant you take is a 1-to-1 ratio, but when you produce more SOD, that's a 1 to 1 million ratio. One of your good soldiers fighting a million bad free radical soldiers. So not only is it revving up production of your own SOD, that's 1 to 1 million ratio, but it's revving it up by 2,700%. And each one of those is a 1 to 1 million battle. Like, whoa.
It's impressive. Um, the other thing we're doing, we're increasing the type 1 collagen production gene, increasing it up to 42%. Okay, and then the genes that degrade the collagen, we're decreasing by up to 33%. That's huge. Again, I don't have any other way to do that.
Wow. So that's important. Not only are we revving up the good genes, but we're slowing down the genes that are actually breaking down, wanting to break down our collagen. Wow.
Oh, there's some great pictures. Here are people that used our hydrolyzed marine collagen plus gene activation. And even in that short time, you can start to see a difference, though
Whoa.
it's progressive repair. So the longer you're taking it, the more you see. But even in that short amount of time, you start to see some improvement there with the skin. This one
This is
was
amazing.
impressive.
I never, like, when I took it for my heart, I didn't know it was going to help I didn't realize how potent it was to help my wrinkles. So that was a great
Oh,
side effect. You don't get kind of side effects like this with modern medicine.
no.
To get a side
Wrinkles,
effect of less wrinkles
cellulite
is like
improvement.
amazing.
Yeah, most people, especially women, don't like that cellulite. I haven't seen anything like this before,
Mm.
to that much
And
improvement.
I have to say,
So
Doc, just so you realize, my cardiologist was so impressed. And not
very good.
only does he use it himself now and his wife, but he can't explain the positive changes I had on my MRI. And I was like, well, the only thing I did different was this. And he's like,
Excellent.
wow, yeah, yeah, that could be it. I mean, that's
Yeah.
collagen. We need collagen for our heart. That's the only factor that was different, is that I started the liquid collagen and I had dramatic changes on my MRI.
Wow. Excellent. Go, yeah, look at this one. We see this at people as they age. I see elderly patients like this. They've lost the collagen layer. Every time they bump themselves, they bleed, they tear their skin easily. And this was in less than 2 months. You see that difference. I've seen this quite a bit already. So it's pretty exciting to be able to do that to help these people, because at one time I thought I would invent a forearm guard for people so they wouldn't do that, but now we have something better. But there's some other things you can start to see improvement because now we're filling in that collagen layer that we've lost over the years. Pretty impressive. Muscle rebuilding. Look at the first picture in 21 days. I've seen this myself. It's amazing already. When I lift now, I'm starting to get results. Before, I really didn't see much with taking amino acids and powdered collagen. I really wasn't
Wow.
getting many results, but that's impressive already. And then, of course, the fine lines, wrinkles, all that go along with aging. So
That's awesome. And to have the men get, they might not quite be as vain as us for the most part. For them to benefit internally with this is just, and
absolutely,
externally, that's an added bonus. Like, whoa.
absolutely.
And Doc, I know you have to go to a meeting in a couple of minutes because you have to talk about this new hot topic with a different group live in person. So we really, really, really appreciate all your time. It was good seeing you. I've seen you everywhere from Disney to Cancun to Denver to, like, right, a lot of different meetings that we've been at
Yes.
together with
Yep.
other world renowned scientists and researchers and doctors, literally from around the world, right? From all
Absolutely.
different countries, from India to Canada to everywhere. And it's just so amazing to have you here live and pick your brain and all your decades of research and try to sum it up in this short amount of time. So, can you tell? So, people that know Dr. DeLucia, reach out to him. Um, I don't think takes insurance anymore. So now, if you want to go
No.
to a doctor that takes insurance, no, he's too good for that. But reach out, him, reach out to him, see how you can get started on this stuff or see what's best for you. If you're one of my friends, heck, reach out to me. I'll share with you, the link on, what we use and how we use it. So again, reach out to Dr. DeLucia, reach out to myself. I have a link on my website, shaynamelissa.com, where if they click shop Shayna's Wellness Favorites, I now share with them all of what I use because everyone's always asking me, how do you stay skinny? How come you're not fat? How come this? How come you're so happy? So I just have a link on shaynamelissa.com where they click shop Shayna's favorites. It goes right there. Um, and Doc, would you like to share with them a link or how they can get in touch with you if they'd like to hire
They
you
can
without
either they
insurance?
can either email me. My name, it's DeLucia 3, the number 3 at me.com. You can email me. You can call our office. That is 727-873-0500. So either
And
way, you're able to get a hold of us.
in the email, is the three the Roman numeral three or the
No,
number three?
number 3. Yeah, number
Okay,
3
so DeLucia, the number three
at me.
at me.com.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, guys, don't bombard him too much because I still need him as my doc too.
Well, thank you for
All
having
right,
me.
awesome.
Certainly.
And Doc, it's just about 7. Do you have some last words you'd like to say?
Well, only that anybody that wants to be healthier, that wants to live longer in better health, our goal is for everybody to lengthen their health span and their lifespan. If we can do that, I mean, we don't have an expiration date. We can live to be a nice, long, I don't want to say old because I don't want to be old. And my personal goal is 130, so I'm very early middle age
Ooh.
right now. So, so who knows? Who knows where we can go with this?
That's great. I want to thank you again because I know your time is so precious and you're always doing talks everywhere. So for us to have you and spread awareness on how we can not only improve our externals but our internals and not only our health span but our lifespan, right? It's not only about living longer, it's about living healthier longer. And I think that's very important. And it's not about just simple supplementation. It's about activation and how they can activate their genetic pathways internally so that we also appear younger externally, but yet it's also helping our organs, our vital organs like our heart, right?
Yes.
That's
Yep,
awesome.
absolutely. Our brain, our heart, everything. I want to be healthy everywhere.
That's great. I thank you, Doc, very much. And do you have a tagline you like to share? No, particularly.
Uh, Gee, I don't know. I have to think about that one.
Well, I gotta say,
Live
you are
longer.
looking amazing
Yeah,
because I
live
have known you
longer,
for a
be
lot of years.
healthier. So
Say again.
I said, live longer, be healthier. That's the
Oh,
goal.
that's a good one.
That's
Live
what we want
longer,
to
be
do.
healthier. And
So,
I like to say I'd rather be proactive to prevent your disorder today than reactive and treat it tomorrow.
absolutely. Absolutely.
All
Which
right,
we do in
awesome.
Western medicine. So, well,
Yeah,
thank you for
yes.
having me. I
Thank you for
appreciate
being
it.
here. It was truly our pleasure. We're so blessed to have you. And I think I shared it to you all as well. And we'll get you the recording and the slides. And thank you. And I think I'm going to stay on a couple more minutes and just tell them what's new that I have coming up because I have an event tomorrow night
Ah,
at 7 Eastern time. It's Burnout to Blissful meets Dream Builder. It's fun, it's interactive. We help you discover what you want out of life, how to get it to just be happy, right? So that's going to be fun, Doc. And who knows? Maybe you'll make a special appearance, but I think you have a meeting to do. So thank you, Doc, very much. I'm not
thank
sure
you.
what we're currently. Thanks again,
Thank,
Doc. Love you,
thank you
my
for
friend.
having me.
And thank you. So Doc is totally amazing. I've known him for a bunch of years. Like I said, I've followed him to all different states and in country, out of the country, to all different meetings with world-renowned doctors and scientists from around the world, and health and wellness advocates like the Erin. So I just want to share with you guys a couple other things coming up. So tomorrow night, we have the Burnt Out to Blissful fusion with Dream Builder. So it's two different private groups that I have, and we're going live 7 to 8. For the viewers that are watching this, if you're not registered, I'll drop a link after this down below. Or if you go to shaynamelissa.com, there's going to be a pop-up that says, hey, join the thing for Wednesday. You can go there. The 7 to 8 is a freebie. The 8 to 9 is going to be a deeper dive into, what do you really want out of life? What's holding you back? What are your limiting beliefs? How do we move forward? You're going to have a dashboard and handouts and self-assessment tools in my Biohacking 101 full manual. And I think a complimentary consultation with me, a mini one. So that's tomorrow night. Thursday, if you're live on Long Island, we have Women in Business breakfast, a networking event, and we got so many other things going on. So you're friends of mine, just follow me over to shaynamelissa.com. You'll get a pop-up, submit your email. You'll get once in a while updates and newsletters, not too often, and you'll get special savings and invites. And that's all I got for you. Oh, and also, if you guys get my first bestseller, Overcoming Life Obstacles, Real People, Real Stories, there's some chapters in here about biohacking and biohacking your body back to better health, and some different people's real stories. And this is some of them on the back. And that's pretty much it. I'm currently on my third book, Tragedies to Triumph. She had Secrets to Success. We're looking for a couple more good stories. All the info is on shaynamelissa.com, upcoming events, newsletters, how to see if you could be in the next edition. And that's all I got. I don't want to keep you guys any longer. I'll drop the link and just follow me there. And when you go to shaynamelissa.com, you click the contact section. When you scroll way down, you can follow me everywhere, because a lot of times I give information out that's not here because I'm so busy all the time. So I have different stuff on my Instagram. My YouTube has a lot of interviews like this on there. So definitely subscribe to my YouTube, drop a thumbs up so I start showing on your news feed, right? And I'm also on LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, Amazon, I don't know, just Instagram. My link tree on my personal page, the About section, has links to everything. So does the website. That's all I got to say. I just want to say, be proactive today to try to prevent disorder rather than reactive tomorrow to try to treat disorder. Be well, biohack, and Olo.